Morning, y'all. Coffee time. Coffee time. So yesterday's question, talking about golf tech terms. Certainly lots of skeptical people out there, which I think is a good thing. I often laugh at some of the things that are called tech. Sometimes colours are called tech. You could argue that's art. But I wouldn't go on one of those forums if you're worried about tech. Because I guess if you sit at a desk and you're a little bit upset with your life, writing about tech on a keyboard's slightly easier than playing golf, isn't it? So today's question, how much have you played and experimented with grip? So the way you hold it, we got a swing today where golf grip is like essential to what this player is doing. It's certainly a conversation that needs to be had. So you as a golfer, how often have you played with your grip? So just to let you know, I will change my grip if I'm shaping shots aggressively. I'll move my hands around. So experimenting with your grip can be a good thing. But hit those comments up below. How often do you play with your grip? Is it something you kind of fixate about? Have you never moved it? You just stick it in one place? Let me know. Hit thumbs up while you're down there. There's a subscribe button kind of there. Hit that one, just give that one a little click. Today's swing, we're talking regrip. If we look at the top action here, you can see his hand moves on the club as he starts there, so it actually goes further around. This is such a common problem with people with strong grips. Now what we see from the right hand grip is the classic club face turning to the ground, so we see the face here pointing very much down to the ground. We also then see the hugely kind of up handle. This guy plays off 5, he's struggling from a bit of inconsistency. The big question, if he came for a lesson with me, would be around email. If we can move that grip, and then in turn, if the changes in the angles of the face allow him to play an array of better shots, so different shapes, higher, lower balls, because when you get to a 5 handicapper, he's obviously very competent, he's probably got speed, and looks like he's a fit guy who's got enough speed. It's about getting more out of his potential, and possibly this grip is limiting that potential. So right hand grip, if we look at this player's right hand grip, it starts kind of here in relationship to a face pointing, say, at target, and then just before he moves it even more this way. Then as he takes the club back, that's just turning the club to the ground, and then it'll lie down. It's all got a bit superhero-tastic. Now if that face is coming in and hit the ball and it's got a chance of doing this, then the handle has to go forwards, or quite often what happens is the handle will go up to try and control face the path. So let's try and get right hand here in relationship to a neutral face. So basically we've got the club kind of first finger, right hand, base of the palm, go diagonally almost through the fingers to a bit of the palm, and then wrapping on top. The separation of the first finger to the rest of the hand underneath makes a massive difference in getting this first finger more onto the side of the club rather than under and around. It's about trying to get this first finger, I often find, more in this position, almost kind of like pencil hold, you know, kind of really small little control movements ideas rather than fist grip. The next thing is you've got to identify that you are re-gripping it. So what this means is people who re-grip, so set on the club and then move just before they go, they don't even know they're doing it. I've done it in lessons where we say, can we not do the re-grip and see what that does? And they hit one and I say, did you re-grip? They go, no. And they did. They don't even feel they're doing it. So it's identifying that you do it. So shots, one hand, right hand on, just hitting shots out in front of them, kind of 10 yards with the club, like a 7-iron or a wedge, is a great way to identify that re-grip, because if you do it with one hand and you do re-grip, you start finding that all the angles, so the face, to the hole, to the path, to the direction you want to go, hit the ball, get so confused that it's almost impossible to do. So one-handed shots, 10 yards, 20 yards, 50 yards, almost as far as you can hit as well, then two-handed shots, right hand in that position I've just shown you. It's going to allow us to do the next two movements if you start working on this right hand. I think Gandalf approves, mate. Right, time to go to doorless. I've got some reviews to get on with. Right, let's get testing. Now, if we're going to change your hold, your grip, you're going to have to change your action, because your action works with that grip. And again, this guy plays off 5, so this is something you would have to try to see if it makes you better. We don't know it will, but I'll tell you now, I could call on at least 5, well, between 5 to 10 golfers, your standard, gripped and swung the way you did. We worked on changing them, they got better. You know, 5 handicap down to 3 is a massive jump. It's not like going from 25 to 23. That is a big jump. So if I get my right hand on top, then start turning the face, you're turning it, and deliver the high handle, my hat face is probably going to be pointing a long way right. Now you swing obviously your path a little bit left, that's why you get your cut shot that you talked about. We're talking about a ball that starts right and cuts right, not on the planet. So with right hand on top, we now need to work seriously on laying shafts down and spinning out in front of you to try and get lower handle delivery and head catching up with handle feelings actually often of head overtaking hands, to try and build in some face to path control, because there's a good chance now your grip has got rid of all this with the face. So let's go simple ideas, up to the top and stop. Just take your right hand off, lay it on the left side of the club and lay that club down. Just lay it down behind you. Let your hands just come as they normally would. Don't drop your hands back. Essentially up to the top and stop. Take your right hand off. Simply lay it on the right side and then literally just let that handle drop. You can put your right hand back on and try and turn your body like you've never turned it before. So this way, while at the same time feeling like the handle is snapping back in as the club snaps out towards you. Try and get the face with loft delivered somewhere in relationship to the path. So changing the grip on its own, and someone with a grip like yourself will often maybe search, you know, how to correct your grip. It's not the answer. The grip has to be done with these 2 other actions, otherwise it's pointless doing the grip. You'll be better off using your own action because all the things tie in around that grip. So right hand on top, better grip position, lay it down, turn your body, feel like you're pulling that handle in to let the club go out. When I do this with students, they look at me funny and they shank and top a few. 5 handicappers, you know, they kind of go, what is going on here? Then they connect. A ball flies in a way they've never seen it fly before and they want to do that again.
Let's answer your questions.
Morning, brah. I love the new videos. I got a question about being comfortable at the tee box. At the range, I'll practice pre-shot routines, simulate holes, but when I get to the course, especially in tournament play, I just am nervous, or just not necessarily nervous, but just feeling uncomfortable at the tee box. I rush my backswing, and it's almost like I'm guiding the shot with my arms and can't follow through. I was just curious, what are your thoughts on that? Cheers, brah.
It sounds like you should get a lesson. The reason I say that is that you're kind of guessing at what's causing you to hit these bad shots. I can't believe how grey it's getting out there. Simulation at the range is good as much as you can and try and make that real environment, but the trouble is it's obviously competition. It's that competitive game that's throwing you and making you feel uncomfortable, and the best way to deal with that is just to enter everything. Get comfortable in those environments and learn how to handle your emotions. Apart from that, I definitely would seriously advise getting a lesson. Get a lesson and find out why you feel like you're steering it and you can't follow through those kind of things you're saying. It'll be something to do with the way you're holding, something to do with the way you're moving, something to do with the way you're delivering the club that makes you feel like you're going to hit it offline, so then you kind of don't make a committed move or unable to make a committed move, because if you do at speed it's going further offline. And I get loads of students like this and they have those kind of conversations that you're having there in that question, and we work for 10 minutes and they start feeling more positive because they now understand what causes the bad shot. They understand what they need to do to stop the bad shot. They don't always do it, but they enjoy the challenge of trying to fix it. That is someone's pile of superheroes in the living room. That is Shoda's Prosecco. That is someone's new bow, as worn by YouTubers apparently.
Jojo, what's her name?
Siwa.
And you all got your niggas in a twist over the red button. She ain't watching telly. Identifying that regrip is the key for your success with this. One-handed, right hand in the position we talked about, chip shots. Perfect for at-home practice. Having a club in the office, picking it up, getting your hand in that position, just waggling it about with that right hand in position. Each day, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, what you can spare will make a massive difference. Just picking things up in your day-to-day life. Laying the table, you're here. We want you more here. That's not laid. That's where you're going to change this. Then in turn, you can go to the range or even indoors and practice those movements. The regrip, the grip is the big question. Can you play better doing it that way? And I know you're going to feel worse at the start, but the question has to be asked. Carbonara's on the go. There doesn't seem to be any ingredients apart from that one.
Don't boil in the frying pan.
Oil and Prosecco. See y'all tomorrow.